say hello. Want to say hello back?
Something in that prison wanted to talk to me. I don't know how else to explain it.
Holy okay.
This will be their first official paranormal investigation.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What was it?
That was a laugh, dude.
Yes.
Well, I think the former West Virginia State Penitentiary is a great place for the Fire Asylum crew to have an experience.
What the was that?
What was that?
You heard it?
Holy
So hopefully tonight, while we're investigating, Marty gets what he's been asking for.
Dude, something just moved my glasses on my head. What is it?
Dave just got scratched. Are you okay, man?
Oh my god. You heard that, didn't you?
You're good at pushing people around, oppressing people. Push me. Push me down these steps.
What is the fire asylum can kind of be a tough question to answer at times. I mean, I know what it means to me, and I know why I named the company, why I named it. Basically, the fire asylum is a place of asylum for whatever fire burns inside of you.
This is where you'll have to ask yourself a question. Do I dare to enter the fire asylum?
For me and my firefighters, that's about the stress of the job, about the family, about the different things that influence how we do our jobs effectively. And so I wanted to give them a place of asylum to express that, and a place where they could learn how to deal with their stress in a more meaningful way. Outside of that, it's a place of asylum for whatever burns in anybody. And I think when it comes to doing something like what we're going to be doing in a couple of days up at the prison and investigating this place for ghosts, we'll see what's burning on the other side.
We were contacted by Marty Mays from Dallas, Texas, to film a documentary about his fireman's training program called the Fire Asylum. And he wanted to hold the training program at the West Virginia Penitentiary. Now, we have a lot of experience with the West Virginia Penitentiary, not only with our years there as tour guides, but with all the years that we've investigated it and with all the paranormal evidence that we've captured. So when Marty came in to shoot his promo video and a trailer for the documentary, we knew we had to stay inside the prison and investigate it with Marty and the Fire Asylum crew, because this will be their first official paranormal investigation.
I'll peek you. Paranormal Quest. I first came to be aware of them through the YouTube channel. I'm a bit of an amateur ghost hunter, real interested, love to watch the shows. And I found that they were really, really good at doing investigations from a very pragmatic standpoint, which speaks to me, means they did stuff technically proficient. They just didn't run around in the dark shooting a bunch of creepy stuff, which they do. They found a lot of creepy stuff, which is fun. But they were real serious about their jobs, and they took it very seriously, and that spoke to me.
After meeting Marty and learning this was going to be his first actual paranormal investigation, I really started thinking that this is the appropriate place for him to kind of cut his teeth with the paranormal field. The former West Virginia State Penitentiary is notorious for being one of the most violent, most bloodiest institutions in the nation. The Department of Justice actually dubbed it the nickname Blood Alley due to the violence and the documented 998 deaths on just 10 acres of property. So hopefully tonight, while we're investigating, Marty gets what he's been asking for.
Something in that prison wanted to talk to me. I don't know how else to explain it. You know, there's certain times in this life where you're just drawn to people. Sometimes you're drawn to places. Sometimes you're drawn to objects. This has all three.
Well, I think the former West Virginia State Penitentiary is a great place for the Fire Asylum crew to have an experience. to be able to experience the supernatural side of the prison itself, so they can see what it's like firsthand. Personally, when I think to places I've been, I mean, I usually always revert back to Moundsville Prison, as for me being one of the most active, if probably the most active place I've ever been. You know, I mean, I've heard disembodied voices in there. I've seen shadows several times. I've been touched a couple times. And really, there's no other place that comes to my mind as being the most active and at times even the scariest, most intimidating place. Again, that just always comes back to the West Virginia Penitentiary for me. So I think that this is a great place, again, for the Fire Asylum crew and John to actually have an experience and experience the paranormal inside the prison.
Many years ago, I've had experiences that I can't explain. I've seen things that I don't know the answers to, and that always intrigued me, if not terrified me on some nights. But more than that, when I had cancer and they put me in hospice, and for the first time in my life, outside of the threat of being killed as a firefighter or a police officer, the dangers that come with that job, I laid in a bed and death was kind of coming at me like this slow steamroller, and I wanted to know what was going to be on the other side waiting for me. And I started getting real interested in knowing those answers. And so I'm here to find out.
So on tonight's investigation with the Fire Asylum, Marty's going to be bringing his friend along, John Cameron McLean, who is actually a horror author of the book The Five Watchers, which goes into a story about 5 paranormal investigators who go into a haunted asylum. So we're hoping with his curiosity and fascination with the paranormal that will help incite some activity tonight.
We are also joined on this investigation by Dave and Eugenia BLAZAK, longtime friends of Marty's and longtime supporters of the Fire Asylum. The profession of fire service is known to be a high-energy business, and we're hoping that bringing them along as well will help increase the energy of this investigation and translate into more paranormal evidence. Before we enter the building and subject Marty, John, Dave, and Eugenia to the energies trapped within this old prison, we first have to conduct our abandonment tactic, where we set up cameras, audio, and our equipment and leave the building to see what happens in the silence of this old structure. So we set up a camera in the old man's colony on the far north end of the prison. This is important because this is where the majority of Marty's training will take place with the Fire Asylum. The next camera is set up down in the boiler room, where one of the most gruesome murders in the history of this penitentiary took place, where a man named R.D. Wall was slaughtered. And the last camera will be in the cafeteria, an area known for its shadow figures and strange activity. Starting in the cafeteria, at about 5 minutes after we left, the camera began to pick up strange banging and knocking sounds, as if there was movement inside this old eating area. And this banging and knocking continued until about 10 minutes and 30 seconds, when the final banging and knocking sound was captured. Next up is the boiler room. At about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, the infrared battery on top of our camera unexplainably drains. It's said that spirits can drain our batteries in order to draw energy to use to manifest themselves. Could this be the spirits of the boiler room trying to gather enough energy to show themselves to us? And sure enough, at about 1 minute and 30 seconds after this unexplainable battery drainage, the camera picks up a strange mist in the bottom left-hand corner of frame. It's believed that spirits can inadvertently manifest themselves in this mist-like form and appear to our eyes and on camera. Could this be an energy moving across the room, inadvertently being captured on our camera? At about 5 minutes and 15 seconds, the infrared light on top of the camera, which had previously been drained, begins to unexplainably pulsate or strobe. We can't explain this phenomena because these infrared lights are powered by a constant battery source. Though we can't fully call this paranormal, we can certainly classify it as a strange and unexplainable equipment malfunction. This pulsating and strobing continues for about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and in that time, at about 8 minutes and 30 seconds, it sounds like something taps the camera just on top of the microphone. There have been no visible animals on frame, and there are no bats flying around in this area. This strange tapping on top of the microphone can't be explained away, because the data we've collected on this camera won't allow us to do so. This is definitely an unexplained occurrence, and could even be classified as paranormal. Probably even more strangely, at about 50 minutes after we left this camera down here, the audio captures what sounds like a strange and very audible hissing sound. As I had stated before, there have been no animals that have been captured on this camera, and the only way animals would hiss is if they felt threatened by a human or another animal, so we can't explain this strange hissing sound. Disappointingly, the camera and audio up in the old man's colony captured no unexplainable occurrences. We were hoping to capture something up here, but as we all know in the paranormal field, a lack of evidence on one occasion does not necessarily equate that there are no spirits present. So the only way to know is to move on with our investigation, in hopes that we capture spirit communication. Alright, so to start this investigation with Paranormal Quest and the Fire Asylum, the four of us, myself, John, Steve, and Dave behind the camera there, are going to head up into the infirmary to the psych ward area. And this is the place where John feels the most uneasy, so we're going to go up there and face his fear and try and see what paranormal evidence we can capture while we're up there. Now the other four are going to be on the other side of the prison in the basement, down in the sugar shack, and that's an area that Marty felt was most of interest to him. So we wish them luck over there in the sugar shack, as we are going to try and make communication here in the psych ward.
Okay, we're now going to turn the SB11 on here in the sugar shack. It's gotten a lot warmer in here just now. There's someone in here that can hear the sound of my voice. We have a device here for you. You come up and speak into it. We can hear your voice. Can you come forward and give us your name?
Keep asking for me to come here. I'm here. This is your chance to talk to me. Can you tell me what my name is? Man, it's hot.
Yeah, it's really warm.
All of a sudden it's getting very, very warm. Just speak up. Okay, I can feel you. I'm hot. You know it's 30 degrees in this room.
Here, John.
Yes, sir.
Recorder. Just hold it by the bottom there. Microphone's on top, and just try not to rustle it around.
I've come across the country to say hello. Want to say hello back?
I'm sorry?
Something's back over this way.
I thought I was hearing something earlier.
Yeah, I could feel it.
Like a
Okay.
ting?
Yeah, I was
I
hearing
heard like a ting.
yeah, like a couple of those when the spirit box was running.
Yeah, there's something back this way.
I keep looking back.
You want to move that way?
Sure, over in this corner?
Yeah.
Sure.
To begin the EVP session, Steve sets up a REM pod, or a proximity meter. When you get close to the antenna on top of this device and break its magnetic field, it alarms. So if this device alarms when nobody is around it, we'll know that there are spirits in our presence.
Could you get close to the device over there on the table that's floating around?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Could you get close to the device over there on the table that's glowing red?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Is that downstairs or over here?
I think it was down this hall.
Down this way?
It was either right at the end of this hallway or on the stairs.
Are you waiting on someone to come down here by themselves? Or why won't you speak up and show yourself to us?
Or just say the name of the person you want in here by yourself and we'll do it.
They can't even tell us that.
I believe it left. It's not here.
Right there. An orange light just lit up right here.
Up in the ceiling?
Yeah, about a little bit more than my height. Looks like it's about 8 foot.
Okay.
An orange glow went up and came down.
Okay. It went up and then back down.
No, just like glowed up and glowed down.
Okay.
That makes sense, not up and down, just,
In and out.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it was higher up.
But he's still too weak.
Yeah, it's about 8 foot. I'll show you. Let me walk out here.
Okay.
It would have been about right here
Okay.
in the room, spatially. It was orange. Orange is a good color, so if you're asking me to come down here, my favorite healing color is orange. If you know me, you know that. So is orange the way you're trying to talk to me?
Hey, Marty, every rig I run is orange.
I mean, that was pretty cool that you could blow up like that. Can you do something else? Can you tell us a way to help you?
Well, if you're in here, can you move off to my right towards that area? Let us know you're here.
Yeah.
I think I hear you.
At this point, John Cameron McClane captures his very first EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, when he says, "I think I hear you," in regards to the banging sound that we heard. His digital recorder picks up an unexplained voice, and this voice not only confirms that this spirit made this unexplained banging sound, but it also confirms that it's intelligent and capable of answering our questions.
I think I hear you. I think I hear you. I think I hear you.
Because this is getting like suffocatingly warm.
Right where you're at?
Yeah. Like I can even feel heat on my left side of my leg.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can feel that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's
wow.
right here.
Yeah, it's right here.
It's right here between us.
He wants us here for some reason.
So we're standing here.
Holy
What's wrong?
Sorry. I won't freak out. I apologize for freaking out because you touched me.
Did you get touched?
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize for freaking out. I asked you to do that. You can come back. Okay, the warmth's back on my leg.
I just got a light anomaly.
Yep.
Okay.
Just after Marty feels something touch him on the arm, a strange light anomaly flies out of the exact arm that he claims he was touched on. When Marty apologizes for freaking out, this light anomaly appears on screen and races away from him, exiting frame on the right-hand side. One might speculate that this is a spirit leaving his presence because of his strong reaction.
Go ahead and talk.
So, I'm here. Ooh, I can feel it in my whole body.
Yeah, they're here now. Yeah, someone
I can feel
is.
this in my whole body.
I just felt it run right up my spine.
Who is here with us right now? Please give us your name.
Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. You wanted us here for a reason. Tell
Okay,
me.
it's wanting us all to shut up. Okay, I feel that. I feel you.
My eyes just started burning.
Are you okay?
No, that's really, really sad.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good with it.
Okay. Okay.
That is really... Okay, you're making it hard for me to breathe, so ease up just a little bit. I feel what you're feeling. I feel it. I can help you with this. This is what I do. Okay, my leg's gotten really warm again.
Okay.
And it's gone.
Even though Marty does not claim to be a psychic or sensitive, he almost feels overwhelmed by the sad energy in the Sugar Shack. Through our years of investigating, everyone on the Paranormal Quest team has experienced this at least once. And here in the Sugar Shack, Marty feels overwhelmed by the sadness that these spirits would have felt when they were alive. Maybe they reached out to Marty because they know, through the Fire Asylum, he helps many people overcome hardships in their life. Our bodies can be one of the most useful tools for paranormal investigation, and in this moment, Marty used his perfectly. As everything felt calm up in the psych ward, we headed down the stairs to the floor below. As we walk down the hallway, we can feel the energy building, and we follow that energy to see if it can incite activity for us to capture as evidence.
I felt like slightly, I don't normally get too panicky, even with you guys, but like nearby, that was pretty much pushing it.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, that energy was unavoidable. It was very, very obvious. Something was disrupting that light right there. It's coming down. Something was standing between the light source.
Oh, something pulled on my shirt.
Really?
Yes.
Like we're at arms, sleeve?
Like my shoulder blade.
Just after Dave's shirt was pulled, a strange, unexplained light anomaly flies from the middle of the screen directly at the camera before it disappears right in front of the lens. This does not behave in the same way that dust does, and it has no visible wings, so it can't be a bug. Is this an unexplained energy that had something to do with Dave's shirt being pulled?
Oh, something pulled on my shirt.
As time expires on this session of the investigation, it's time for us to move on. But before we can, we have to go back upstairs and collect the REM pod and the digital recorder that we left in the psych ward. On the way up the stairs, John Cameron McClane feels a strange presence and stops to communicate with it.
Are we supposed to meet on the stairwell?
Oddly enough, there's a strange interference on the recorder that we can't explain, and the interference is so strong that it cuts off John's words as he speaks.
Are we supposed to meet on the stairwell? Are we supposed to meet on the stairwell? Are we supposed to meet on the stairwell?
This has never happened with this recorder before, and we've never heard an audio device or a digital recorder do this in this fashion. Could this be the energy that John is trying to communicate with, causing the digital recorder to malfunction? For the next and final session of this investigation, we'll split up. John Cameron McClane will go by himself for a solo mission in North Hall cell block, while Jason will go to the kitchen of the cafeteria to try and make contact with any spirits that remain there. And Marty, Dave, Steve, and myself will head back down to the area that was formerly the Sugar Shack. Just outside of this room, there's a long hallway where we with Paranormal Quest have had many experiences.
Nope. No.
And through watching our web series, Marty felt drawn to this hallway just outside the Sugar Shack.
Alright, John McClane's soloing near Red Cell, the VIP area. So let's start it off. Is there anyone around here who wants to talk? I hear you boys had it pretty good in this area. Getting what you wanted from the other prisoners, guards treating you pretty well. Is that how it all went down?
So as you can see, take the K2 meter here and see what kind of energy this is putting out. And the longer it's on, the stronger it'll be.
Okay. So we have Jason here setting up the Tesla coil. This is gonna give energy to the spirits. So direct energy from that battery straight through the Tesla coil into the atmosphere. We're hoping they can use that to communicate. So Jason, good luck. Do your thing, man.
All right. Hello, my name is Jason. I'm from down in Fayette County. If there's anyone in here that can hear the sound of my voice, I'd like for you to come in. I invite you over here to speak with me. Is that you over there, I'm hearing? Who's over there on the other side of the kitchen? Can you come on over this way?
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, do you feel that?
Yeah.
Like every hair on my body is
Yeah,
standing up
right
right
here.
now.
Yeah. Like every
Ever since we rounded the corner, for me.
It's just like energy like no other right here in this one spot.
You comfortable to cut your light there, Marty?
Do what?
You comfortable to cut your light?
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me. Okay.
Yeah,
Gonna
this
back up.
is really.
What?
The hand that I'm holding.
Guys,
What?
shine your light on my arm for a second. What's behind me?
Oh. Your shirt sleeve fluid.
Something. There's like a pressure on my arm right now.
Yeah, I just had something on my left hand.
Like something's got a hold of it.
Okay.
I thought I ran into something.
Yeah, so I did not.
You asked me to come down here,
Okay,
so that's why.
Okay, everybody's getting touched.
I had a cobweb, like mine felt like cobwebs.
I haven't been touched yet. And I'm the one you want to talk to.
And you can the wall. Okay, everybody check.
What happened, Marty?
Something touched my hand right here behind the recorder.
Did it?
Yep.
So it's 3.
I mean, to be honest, these 4 cells don't really look any better than the other ones. I mean, yeah, one guy to a cell, but any y'all still hanging around here?
Okay, there's movement over here. Who's over there? Like I say, guys, my name is Jason. I'm from down in Fayette County. Is there anyone in here from down in Fayette County? Down in southern part of the state? Who here's from Fayette? Raleigh, Greenbrier County. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What was it?
I didn't hear it.
That was a laugh, dude.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Dude, that was
I definitely heard
so creepy.
Hopefully we caught it on the record, eh?
that.
I'm sure we did.
We had to.
Can I turn the light on to see the
Yes.
surroundings here? I don't know where I'm at like you guys do.
Anyone brewing any coffee back here? I can go for some coffee. But I don't want none of that toner in it. I don't want none of that tainted coffee. Don't want none of that tainted food.
As Jason tries to provoke a response from some of the inmates by talking about one of their favorite tricks of slipping toner from the copy machine into the coffee to poison the corrections officers, he captures a response, and it sounds like a banging noise coming from the same area that he was hearing movement earlier.
So what are you gonna fix me at? Personally, I like hamburgers. I like fried chicken. Okay, there's a movie. You know what? One of my favorites is hot dogs. I love me some hot dogs. But I want a good hot dog. I don't want y'all to fix it and put something messed up in it, okay?
When you get down there, just kill the light. We won't be able to see it.
I just heard a breath. Okay, I hear your footsteps. They're right there. I hear you. Ooh. Tell me you guys can see that.
We didn't see anything.
We have no eyes on you from down here. The IR light's not bright enough.
What happened?
It's a large black mass. It's still standing right here. If you can come down this way.
We're coming down to you.
Right here in this corner going up. Right there, just out of the light of that, whatever that blue thing is. I guess it's a smoke alarm?
Yeah, I guess. Or, no, that's
It's a Wi-Fi extender.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. Is there anything? I saw it move.
Is it beyond the grid?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe we go around the grid.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Alright, indeed, right, would have been right here. I saw the movement right here.
Okay.
There's a machine off to my left. If you move over right next to it, you can make it make some noise and some lights. I'll know you're around here. Or you could just say hello.
Come on over this way, over here to the back of the kitchen. Got a device here on the table. It won't hurt you. But if you come up to that light at the end of this table here, if you get close to it, it'll help me to hear you, it'll help me to see you. If you just come over here to the end of this table and show yourself to me, speak to me, touch me. If you can pick something up, give me a sign of your presence, please.
Can you repeat the laugh again now that we're down here?
What the was that?
What was that?
You heard it?
Holy
It was like right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was literally a breathy laugh. You heard that, right?
Whoo! Nice work, dude.
What the was that?
What was that?
That was insane.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll do it. There's my back. That's about as much vulnerability as I'm going to give you. I don't feel anything.
Nobody? Really?
Tonight's investigation had a purpose. That purpose was to bring Marty and the Fire Asylum crew into this old penitentiary to allow them to experience the spiritual energy that still remains, trapped behind these old bars. Marty felt drawn to this penitentiary. He was so drawn to it that he made it the venue for his Fire Asylum training class. The energy drew him in, and once he walked through the doors of this abandoned prison, the spirits began to speak to all of us.
Are you okay?
No, that's really, really sad.
I've come across the country to say hello. Want to say hello back?
What the was that?
What was that?
You heard it?
Holy sh!
His energy was a catalyst, pulling these incarcerated souls out from the shadows. They spoke to us, changing Marty's life permanently. And when he returns to this prison, they'll be waiting for him again.